A group of racing enthusiasts in Albuquerque say they have a solution to the city's street racing problems. Today, dozens of drivers, young and old, met at a track to legally face off. Griffin Rushton checked this out, and Griffin, this is the final weekend of the season at this track. A lot of people still don't know about this drag strip.
No, they don't, and these are not your average race cars that they're racing. While some of you may recognize the exteriors of these muscle cars, drivers spend a lot of time and money customizing the equipment underneath the hood to make these cars as fast as possible, and the drag strip is where they go week after week to see if all their hard work actually pays off. For most of these drivers, chasing down the Albuquerque Dragway is an opportunity to improve.
I hope to run that again. That was my best time, so I hope to match that.
After each race, drivers are handed a ticket showing how fast they drove down the quarter-mile strip, how long it took, and data needed to fine-tune their car to do it even better next time.
You have to pay attention to all the details, because one little detail, one little thing that you don't do right comes back to bite you.
Saturday's crowd included some longtime racers like Dr. Dan.
How long have you been racing here?
For 20 years.
But also folks putting their dreams in the driver's seat for the first time.
And it's very exciting for me because I always see my son racing his race car.
And Dragway officials say that's the beauty of Albuquerque's only professional racing strip.
Anyone can come. It doesn't matter what kind of car you have. You don't have to have a drag car necessarily to do it.
Gene Grant is the man behind the microphone.
We've been out here since 1963.
He's been announcing races at the Dragway for a few decades now. He says the Dragway was built in the 60s after several high-speed tragedies on Albuquerque's roads.
You got to have a drag strip to beat back the street racing problem. If you don't have an alternative, your community is going to suffer with street racing.
But unfortunately, that danger still exists today. Recent speed enforcement operations clocked some drivers going well over 100 miles an hour on Montgomery and Gibson.
We don't need cars over 115 miles an hour on Montgomery. That serves no one. Innocent people, we need them to be out here. That's why we're here, to provide that outlet. We don't want it on our city streets.
Both Albuquerque Police and the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office have conducted operations aimed at reducing illegal street racing in the city. And Grant says the Dragway is pitching in too.
We try to reach out and provide events for them, one of them being Midnight Madness. We do a couple, 3 times this season, meaning we open at midnight out here. So racers can come out, you know, when you're younger, you're up, it's midnight, you know what I mean? Might as well lead into where they are.
No matter who's behind the wheel, Grant says you won't find any sore winners or losers at the drag strip.
It's hard to be a repeatable winner. You don't see that a whole lot in drag racing. No one really dominates. There's so many factors that can make you win or lose.
And that drive to be better is what brings racers back to the starting line year after year.
It's beating the other person in the other lane. It really is kind of a simple game, isn't it? Drag racing's beautiful that way.
There's still another day of racing at the Dragway this year. The annual King of the Track tournament is happening tomorrow morning. Gates open at 9 a.m. The top racers from the year will go head-to-head to see who's really the fastest. And Tommy, one thing I was surprised about is just the variety of vehicles that race at the drag strip.
Yeah, I mean, in your video, we've been seeing motorbikes. I think I saw a Jeep in there in the video you showed.
Yeah, Grant says anyone can come race their car as long as it passes a quick inspection. And just like the rest of the country, he says more electric vehicles are also showing up to race.
Electric things coming on. We've seen a number of electric-powered cars out here. We have electric-powered motorcycles. Those Harley-Davidson electric bikes come out here quite often. They perform well. We've got a lot of Teslas come out. I got a ride in a Tesla once. We went 150 mile an hour 2 times in a row. One of the racers that come out here, that was an interesting thrill for me too.